Welcome everyone in to the Pastime Picks Podcast. I'm Keith, Vintage Sport Flips.
Now I'm Andy, King of Pennants.
So, guys, on our podcast, which is a live video we put out every week at Wednesday at 8, we're going to draft either a sports or non-sports topic, and we delve into sports cards, memorabilia, reselling. We have a bunch of segments every video, every episode. So this one, we're drafting our favorite game shows. Andy, we talked like it's not going to be like not reality game shows, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I guess you can pick what you want, but yeah, I think we kind of steer towards the kind of the old standbys, like the ones that are actual. Like you said a good point of where it's like a one show type of thing. Although, I mean, I guess there's some episodes where you could have a multi-week winner and stuff like that could be on multiple shows, but not a cast, put it that way.
Yeah, our premise was basically it's a one episode, like a winner, and then not like a Survivor. We weren't thinking about Survivor, those kind of shows. Exactly. Yeah. What's up, Dan? How's it going, man? Dan had a great whatnot sale, but I was at work, so I couldn't like hang out. But did you hit your 100 sales, Dan? And then his goal was 100 sales on whatnot today.
Oh wow, nice.
Hey, Mark, how's it going, Mark?
Don't get me started on whatnot.
Yeah. Mark, I watched a video on 4 collectors of your Red Sox room. Awesome video, man. And I love how you went through like every shelf, item by item. I showed it to Andy. I don't know if Andy got a chance to watch it yet.
I did. I didn't see the whole thing, but I was watching it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He was like the foremost collector of Boston's sports memorabilia. And then he looked around the room and was like, geez.
Oh, so eclectic too. Or it'd be like mod errors mixed on the shelf, and it's like every nook and cranny, which is how I do. Yeah.
There's not a space that's not being used to house something, which got to respect that.
Yeah, I do similar things, not to that extent, but similar things in my room. So, oh, Dan got close, 98. Right. That's awesome. Right. Yeah, I'm sure, man. Yeah, you could have went. I mean, you scanned across. You didn't talk about every item, so I'm sure you could have went longer. It was fun video. But yeah, so guys, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do our favorite TV game shows, and then we're gonna do 4 segments. The first segment, which is our sales of the week segment, we'll have a giveaway. This week we're giving away a trio of buttons, which I think we did last week too. But this week it's going to be Ron Guidry, Greg Luzinski player buttons, and a 1950s Cubs button. That Cubs button is pinless. No pin back on that, but it's still a cool 50s mascot button. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to win that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan's a Cubs guy. Andy, you know what Greg Luzinski's nickname is? The Phillies player on the left.
I do. It had something to do with his size, and I can't remember what it was. Wasn't it like Big Red or something like that? Or
I guess sort of his size. Yeah, Bull.
Okay.
Bull. Yeah, Bull's Barbecue. That's like or at least it was a restaurant at Citizens Bank Park. Probably still is.
There's a Boog's Barbecue in Baltimore for Boog Powell.
Yeah. Similar kind of character, I guess. So, yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't have my wheel of names up here, so that somehow I lost that. So Andy, talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Well, Keith, how was your day?
Okay, it's on here. Let me just see something. Okay, I got to add one.
What do you mean? Are you adding multiple names or
no? I somehow I lost all my tabs, so I had to put another one of mine back on the screen. So let me
nice. Yeah. All right. I got a cool story. So I think I may have mentioned it before that I have a therapy dog that like we take places and stuff like that, and we take her to I guess a bunch of places with kids and things like that, and libraries, all that stuff. But we got invited to, or not we got invited. One of the things we did recently was the bridge cleanup at the Key Bridge. So the Key Bridge, I'm not sure people outside Baltimore know, but like Key Bridge got hit by this giant container ship that literally took, I don't know, hundreds of feet of the bridge out. And like 6 people died and stuff. It was not good. It's horrible. But so we went up there, and there's a bunch of people that are coming in to rebuild the infrastructure of the bridge and open the waterways and all that stuff. So we did that a a week or two ago, and then got invited back by the Coast Guard to go out and actually view the wreckage type of thing. So we went out on a Coast Guard boat and got to tour the thing. It's pretty crazy. I'll have to show. I can
That's
show.
cool. Yeah, I think I saw some pictures that you sent or you had on Instagram, maybe.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. Like the front of the boat, the front of the ship, which is basically a floating city, literally has a piece of the like the street, like the highway above it that fell like on flat on top of it. It's the most like weird looking thing you've ever seen. Yeah, let me see if you're still working on it. I'll show.
No, you can do that. Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna. I'm done, but you can do that.
Well, you can talk. Go ahead.
No, I'm trying to. Well, I'm good on the spinning wheel, but I lost our draft board too. That.
What is?
So we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out on the fly.
What kind of show were you running here, Keith?
Yeah, well, you threw me off by coming in 20 minutes late, to be honest. I
should have had all this done.
I guess I had 20 minutes to get it done, but
exactly.
I thought usually it's always on my screen. Somehow I lost the tab. All right, Dana. Well, anyway, let's see who dressed first. Let's start there.
Well, that's a good start at least.
Yeah. Let's start there. All right.
What do you think? You think there's a benefit to? Would you rather go first or second, or do you care on this one?
This one's not as crucial to me.
Okay.
All right. So Andy pulled that one down.
It's a weird setup you have there.
Thank you.
A hodgepodge.
It's very nice.
Yeah. All right. So should we kick it off?
Yeah.
Do you have your board up?
What do you mean, the draft board? Well,
yeah.
No. Well, I might not have one for the beginning here.
Oh, come on.
I'll put it in the chat.
I can't work like this.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Well, I'll show the pictures real quick.
Oh, you're the ship?
Yeah. I am up. Okay. Here is, trying to get to it now. There you go. That's what it looks like.
Oh, wow.
You can see that light. That's like, it's crazy because that's like,
it seemed like they didn't get too far with it. I guess it's just obviously very slow going.
Well, I mean, no, but yeah, there's a whole bridge.
No, I understand.
Tons of that's another close up. And then this is these are like tugs. This is actually it's the dot called the dolly. That's like metal from the bridge, which is crazy. Like if you can see on the right hand side coming in between them.
Okay.
That's pretty nuts. And then that's Captain Mabel. Right. Anyway, okay.
Cool. No, that's awesome. When was that? Last weekend?
Yeah, no, this is last Friday. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we weren't out there that long. It takes a little while to get out there, but we were probably just kind of wandering around on that thing for like 20, not on it, but like around it for like 20 minutes. Pretty surreal. Yeah. All right. From that, now let's pick our favorite game show.
Segue.
Yeah, what a segue. Okay. I don't know if this would be your number one. I don't know. I don't think it would get back to me, but maybe it would. I don't know. Maybe it's not even on your list. There's not a lot of skill to this one, which it depends on how you really like the games. I think I want to have a mix of a bit of everything.
What is this? What is this, Dan? I'm sure interrupt.
But in terms of that's why I got a therapy dog to put up with Keith. I needed improvement. But I'm going to go with like the pure kind of 80s vibe, like no skill really. Well, there's a little bit of skill, but I think the thing that was great about this is it's a little cutting edge in its kind of, I guess, showmanship. I think, and that's press your luck. So that's
I like that one.
So it's again not like the hardest and probably not even the best known. It was only around for a couple years originally, and then it. Like I don't know if you saw, but like 90% of these shows started in the 70s, we're on for 5 seasons, came back in the 80s, then we're off, then came back again in the 90s and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
the whole whammy's the whole key.
Yeah, and there's no chance that you. And I prefer the older version because I think the new version tries to be a little too cool.
Yeah,
I guess. But if somebody said that to you, no whammies, no whammy, like I guess of that age, you know it instantly. So yeah, that's my show. No whammies. You got, and anytime, of course, you hit a whammy, you have that like there's that. What do you think I'm talking about? There was like the little, guy that popped up on screen that did a little thing, like did some type of wacky, kind
yeah. And I don't know what he is, like a gremlin kind of creature. I don't know what it is, but
yeah.
All right, I was trying to type the picks.
I know this is the crazy part. Yeah, I saw that. I forget what the documentary was called, but I saw it. It's an awesome documentary about the guy who just won. I don't know how they eventually. I hadn't seen it in a little while.
On Press Your Luck, he won.
Yeah, because there's a sequence that would go like he could figure it out, and then he would hit the button like in the sequence, and he had it. I mean, that's what happens when a lot of these shows kind of get, in some cases, get kind of not rigged, but they get hacked, really.
Yeah,
and it's happened a couple times.
Yeah, I know. I watched a documentary on the Price is Right thing the same way, right? That guy was like, that dude had far too much time on his hands. Like,
yeah, he didn't even see that one. Really wasn't. I don't think it was as much a hack as it was. He just like memorized prices and stuff. And he would, right? Wasn't it like he would continue to? They would continue to pop up.
They would reuse them, and he was like, he had books of. That's what I'm talking about. He had like catalogs of like,
No, that's true.
All right, Nate, I'm going to need you to just write. I'll write the draft board on my end here.
Okay.
I was trying to.
You couldn't
no, I can't. I couldn't log into the site that I was using before, so I'll find it. I'll find it at some point.
All right, we'll have to put it up. We'll put it up. Okay,
right.
I'll keep track of it then.
Yeah, that's a good one. It wasn't hot. It wasn't like my number 1 or 2 pick, but it's a fun. I went with more game shows that are fun, and that's one that's fun. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
There's other game shows that are more popular, but ones I wouldn't watch as much. Yeah. But the one I'll always stay in the room when it's on, and like I turn into a competition to my wife.
Dan, get ready for this one. It's probably going to be horrible.
No, I always turn this into a competition with my wife, and she wants no part. She wants no part of the competition. She's like rolling her eyes and, wants no part of it. I'm going to go with the standby. I'm going to go with Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got to go.
Yeah. It was on my list. I get it. Like, I just, yeah.
It doesn't have like the creativity with the whammy and all that, but I mean, just
I don't think, it's just not, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite thing to watch. I don't think it's a very fun show to watch. Like, what Dan does. So I guess it bothers me because
you just don't know the answers.
Maybe I'm dumb.
I would comment on that, but I don't want to reinforce Dan's thought earlier that you're an angel for putting up with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Not bad. That's I think the
chalk pick.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to a segment.
Sale of the week.
All right. So obviously our returning chat knows how we do this, but we show each other our sales of the week, guess each other's selling prices as well as the chat guesses along. We want to get within 10% of the price for me and Andy to win. And speaking of winning, Andy.
Oh, by the way, what happened last week? You didn't recap. Did I win last week or did I?
I think it's so close. It's almost like not to get political with it, but it's almost like were those little things in Florida, the little tabs of paper that was all controversial.
Chet or tat or chat, wasn't it?
Chet, whatever it was. It's like a little bit of that situation. It's so close. I demand a recount.
Oh, come on.
It was 52% to 48% that you won.
That's right, baby.
I mean, and there was a good amount of votes, 21 votes. Can't believe it. I'm just shocked at that. So, but
I think I'm back. I was like 2 or 3 in a row for me now.
I think it was 2 or 3. I don't know.
3. I don't know.
Oh, you won the one. When was Mark? Was Mark 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I think you won that one. That might have been 2 weeks in a row.
It's convenient. It's nice that he conveniently loses the sheet when I win.
Yeah, it's true. I'm gonna restart that whole sheet because all our records on there.
Yeah,
We
we have
gotta
to consult the videos.
Yeah. But really, I'm gonna post that poll up again because it's so close. It's a recount.
No, it's not. No recount. You just take your loss and move on like a real man.
I'm not a real man.
I know.
Okay, let me. My first item here. This is not the giveaway item, but my first item is here.
Oh,
So,
good times.
so this is a game used bat, Andy. Let me get to another photo. So this is
1988.
1988. Luis Salazar.
Okay.
Not on a great team that year, so it's not as collectible as others. This is him, 1988, okay. Detroit Tigers. It is signed. We'll get back to that first tab. Where's that guy?
See a 60-year-old guy, man.
So it is signed. Yeah, he only played there 1 year. He played on a bunch of different teams. He is in the Venezuelan Hall of Fame.
Good to know. Good to know.
There. Yep. And the other thing, if you look at the knob, and you see the knob, that marking on the knob there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that photo that I showed earlier, here's a close up.
Oh wow.
Of his hand. So, I don't know if it's what you call that a photo match or a style match. It might be slightly different. But yeah, it's hard to tell. But anyway, that's game used bat, 1988, signed.
Pretty close.
Luis Salazar. Yeah.
You love to throw bats at me, which I don't love. I know they're all over the place. The game used stuff. There's a couple. I know that adds a value, probably adds considerable value, but I just don't know that a lot of people are collecting Luis Salazar stuff, or even really vintage '88 Tigers. I think the Tigers kind of fell off at that point. They were really good in '84, and then had one of those good.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I don't know. Anybody got any guesses? Mark probably knows exactly how much this costs. There you go.
So there's Mark, $75.99.
Oh, wow. Okay, go.
Yeah, everyone's right at 75. There we go. What's up, Real Life Perspective Show? How's it going, Sean?
I don't know. This is a good one. I do think it's like not one of your big ones, and maybe you're setting me up for a later one or something. So I think it's maybe a little bit more than that. I'm gonna go with 119.99.
119. So our chat is like great. Yeah, our chat is tight on the man. There's like a dollar separating the chat and the guests.
I'm assuming Sean is trolling in this one, but or using maybe the method that maybe we'll see in the future game.
Yeah. With the showcase showdown.
Yeah.
What's up, Harry? How's it going, man?
So I'm gonna go 119.99. If anybody else has any guesses, feel free to put them in. But
okay, let me get your answer for you.
I don't think it's a win, but
100 plus assists in an NHL season has been accomplished only 13 times. 11 times by this player. Joe,
who's Magic Johnson?
Oh no. Diane,
who's Wayne Gretzky?
Wayne Gretzky. We're talking about hockey, not the NBA.
Get it together. Guy was very confident, and I like his "oh no." Like,
who was that? Oh, was that Trebek that said "oh no"?
Yeah, he just said it so fast. Oh no! What the hell's wrong with you?
All right, oh no, you idiot!
Yeah, let me get to the other answer here. It's so many tabs. I
don't know why my lights are so. It's weird. I think it's dark on my side.
I tell you, the chat was on fire today.
All right.
Chat was on fire.
Okay.
So, yep. So $80. So yeah, you're right. I mean,
shipping with the shipping.
Yeah.
Right on.
Well, I did have it up for $139.99. So I took but I had it up for like 2 years.
Yeah.
This was in a group of like 100 game used bats I bought a while back. So I had it listed for a while. He did pay priority mail shipping. So they quite the surcharge on that shipping price.
Yeah, I bet.
So
really needed Louis soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not the best, but I was in the ballpark. I couldn't have been that.
Yeah,
expensive.
you were not far off.
All right.
No, I think it went to Miami, Dan, or Florida. So I don't know. Maybe we ended up Venezuela eventually. I'm not sure, but
Well, I did want to put this bottom one because I would have forgotten exactly where they came from, but okay.
That's cool.
So
Phoenix
1970s
Blazers.
18-inch Western Football League. No, the fun team, of course. It
Never
does have,
heard-
a little bit of felt loss. Let me see if I can.
What is that graphic? Is that a football and a lasso? What is that?
No, it's like flames and a guy catching a football.
Huh.
Like Blazers.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, interesting looking logo there. Never heard of the league nor the team, which is probably a good thing. All right. I mean, some of those. Do you know how long that league was around?
I think a lot of these leagues got like assimilated into something else, but I don't remember that one off the top of my head. No.
Okay, that's all right. I put you on the spot. This is probably pretty good. Probably it looks like a softer felt pennant. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Oh, we said Western Football League, Dan.
Yeah, I can pull back.
Yeah, 18 inches. I'm gonna go.
Not to be confused. Yeah, it's like a WFL they had, but it's not
Yeah,
World Football League, so it's a different one.
yeah. I mean, there's probably not a whole lot of collectors for it, but just because it's probably very rare, so you can still ask a lot, even though it's not a high market of buyers. I'm gonna go $85. 85 even, but we have Dan at 90. Dan's pretty close to me. We have a new name here. Eyed pork pale. Okay. $40. I didn't read the name until I started reading it. Then I realized what it said. And then Mark at $49.99. So yeah, we've let's see, 58 for the Real Life Perspective show.
Okay. All right. Anybody last one? Speak now or forever hold your peace, as they say.
109.95 for Harry Humstone.
All right.
I mean, look at this guy.
This is bizarre stuff. Almost looks like a Rock'em Sock'em robot. And Timber, he is cold packed by Tony Mosco.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
I like that one, actually.
Yeah. I gotta be pretty close. Gotta be pretty close. No,
it's actually.
Oh,
Actually, Eyed Pork Palin is right on the money.
Yeah, Eyed Pork Palin nailed it. Nailed it.
Well
Good
done.
job. Good job.
Yeah, it was up for a little bit more. There's a fair amount of these that were up there.
Oh wow, that's shocking.
Not a fair amount. I mean, there were certainly not up, but there were a fair amount that had been sold.
Me too. She has a bit of a unless there's a different Palin that I'm thinking of, a little bit of like a librarian look, right?
Yeah.
Like a wild librarian look. I haven't seen her in a long time, so maybe
yeah, I think she may have let it go by this point, but yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so all right, so the next one's for the giveaway. So again,
All
the
right.
giveaway, we're going to give away a trio of buttons. So let me get to I'll show these on the screen and I'll show you the item. But the winner closest in the chat, you can go over. But the person closest in the chat is going to win these 3 buttons. We have a Greg Luzinski, Ron Guidry, and a 1950s Chicago Cubs button without the pin on the back. It's missing its pin back, but still a cool button. So, yeah, true that. Let me get to the next item here. Let me find it. This is right up Andy's alley.
I know where this is going. Oh, there's freaking hats again.
Yeah.
Although I think I've been nailing the hats, right?
Yeah, you've been pretty good.
All right, so gentlemen, what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, pretend I don't know if Eyed Pork Palin, could be either way.
True. Yeah.
This one is actually a sports
hat.
Sports collective. What do they call it? I forget what they call it. It's a bolt, though, right? Isn't it?
Whoa!
Woo!
How did you know it's a bolt?
I know it's a bolt,
Stud.
lady. I know it.
Oh my God, you're learning from this podcast.
No, it's osmosis. It's like, unfortunately, you're getting rid of stuff that I probably should know and replacing with random information about dumb hats.
Someone can have an emergency. You used to know like CPR and it's all gone. Now you know it's a bolt hat.
Yeah, I can do calculus in my sleep, and now all I think about is bolts.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's not a sports specialty. That's what you're going for. It's not a sports specialty brand.
Okay.
It is a bolt. Uh,
All right.
yeah,
I think
the maker of this one is Top of the World. Top of the World is the maker.
All right. So, okay, here's my thought process on this one. I think this is not quite as good as some of the, the sports specialty ones. And I'm not sure I guess the team probably does sell pretty well. I'm sure it's not the best team that's out there.
Vikings are a pretty good collecting fan base for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I think yeah, I know this is the one that
it's for the giveaway too. Yeah. So but Mark's in at $75.99.
Okay.
And by the way, after we share the price, I have an interesting anecdote about the sale, and this, I'll go over that at the end. But
this was an eBay. Oh no, this is not an eBay sale, right?
That's Etsy sale. Yeah.
Okay.
$139.97 for Dan and Demand.
101.98.
Sean is at 29. Harry's at 101.98.
Sean, he doesn't put up Pats for that cheap.
And I'll put up the side. It's got a little graffiti side hit too.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't know that.
Well, that's the Bolt always has that. They have that on both sides.
Okay.
I'd pork pail in it 35.
So this must have been like what, early 90s or something, because that looks like the whole rap, like the rap music kind of.
Yeah, I would say mid 90s, early mid 90s. Yeah.
Do you have an Eagles Bolt?
I don't have an Eagles Bolt. I've bid on an Eagles Bolt in the hat derby. I lost it.
Interesting.
Eagles Bolt is one that I'm looking for it.
Would you say it's one of the? I mean, I feel like you would have got it if you unless it's kind of high. So now I'm starting to think this might be a little more than I think.
You can't compare Eagles to everything. I mean, Eagles are. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to give you any tips.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. How much did you bid on that?
Yeah.
Good job, Dan. I like your style. Okay. I think that's pretty much everybody. If anybody else speak now, forever hold your peace on this one. I think it's higher than everybody's coming in at. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Real life. I think it's actually. I think it's at least upper. I think it's upper 100s and maybe even dipping in the 200s. I'm going to go with 209.99 is my bet. My guess.
209.99. So we'll give another 10 seconds or so for the chat. We probably have everyone in that guessing.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't think. I know it's not the sports specialties, but I do feel like this is a sought after one.
Yeah. Let me find Annie's answer. Annie, you keep an eye on the chat for any late guesses before I hit the button here.
Okay.
We're going to count it down. 3, 2, 1.
With karate, I'll kick your ass.
All right.
All right. Let me get to the answer though.
Oh, I was okay. I feel like I talked myself through that. I was not that far off. 209.
Yeah.
That's 20. Wait a minute. 209, right?
It was 216 is the 10%.
It has to be 10%.
Yeah. Was that what you guessed? 209.99?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good guess. I mean, you came above everyone else.
209.99 is 20%. 10% of that is like $20, right? So it would be
$24 is 10%, right? So it'd be two. Yeah. I mean, you're closer than I thought you would be. So let's see. Was it? I think it's Dan, right?
Yeah.
So it looks like it's Dan going to the Cubs fans. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
And the other two buttons can put you over the 100 mark on whatnot next time, Dan.
There you go.
Well, I think it was Dan. Yeah. 139.97. Yep. So yeah, and for this hat, when you're selling like better hats, sometimes you're dealing with a pretty.
Sorry.
Yeah. Keep doing the Dan. Sometimes you're dealing with a pretty annoying group of buyers, and every one of these buyers, Dan would have blocked early on in the conversation. If I could block them, I would have, but it's Etsy, you can't block them.
Oh, geez.
I had this dude. This dude must have sent me like I had this hat listed for $299.99, and this
Okay.
dude sent me like 10 offers, like 150, and I'm like, no.
Does it limit you on offers on that one or no?
It doesn't let you send offers. He's sending messages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Nope. And I'm like, the best I would do is 240. So whatever. So he doesn't do anything. That guy doesn't buy it. Another guy comes along and asks me, what's my best? I say 240. He buys it.
Okay.
Right. But it's like processing. 2 days later, Etsy cancels the sale, some issue with the guy's credit card. So now it's available again.
Oh,
And the guy is trying to message me on Instagram and buy it for less. I'm like, no, we're going to do it on Etsy. It started there. So
the same guy?
this guy who bought it, whose credit card didn't work.
Okay.
And then a third guy.
What did he say? He wanted it for cheaper than 240?
Yeah, I guess because he knew I was going to pay fees or whatever. But then it was like, well, it wasn't even, you don't pay much fees on Etsy. So it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It was just sort of shady the way he was trying to do it. And then a third guy comes along, says he's going to buy it 240, doesn't buy it. So now back to the original guy who's annoying me with offers over and over again. He keeps sending these offers. I'm like, look, if you send another offer under 240, I'm never responding to another message you send me again. And he sends me like 3 quick successive offers, like slightly under, but then he bought it at 240. So so finally that saga with that hat is over.
Jeez, I'm sure you're glad to be moving on from that one.
Yeah, I'm happy with that move. Hey, Collector's Dream, how's it going, Orlando? Yeah, I was telling Andy, Orlando, that I was getting in some of these card channels. I was in the live on Sammy Thunder's channel last night. So I collected cards as a kid, and that's what got me into collecting. And then I stopped and got into memorabilia. But it's been fun to get back into the vintage cards, and Andy's into cards a little bit now too.
Yeah. We're hoping to have somebody on next week. Should be a really fun topic. He's a breaker, I guess he's a breaker on whatnot. Doesn't have a huge channel. He's not like one of these massive guys, but he's I think he does a lot of homegrown stuff. So it's like, it'll be cool. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but I was part of an epic, insane break. Was it yesterday? Last night, right?
It was over the weekend, right? Yeah.
No, it must have been Monday, I think. It was Monday or Tuesday, anyway.
It was Monday night. Yeah, you were messing with me Tuesday.
Just to tease it, it's insane. And if he's on, it's a super cool story. It'll be.
I think he's definitely on next Wednesday, right? Def Breaks. Have we locked that in yet?
Okay. He said he's 90% sure he's good to go.
Okay.
But,
all right. Yeah. So that'll be fun. We're gonna draft a football. Like we're gonna do a random wheel. We're gonna draft basically a fantasy team by random. We'll go into the details next week. We have to iron some things out, but
yeah,
it'll be fun. Andy, do you have another one, or is that it for this round?
I do.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. We've been kind of trying to get the other part of the other shop going too. So just so you know, I'm not sure if we've explained this before. I have the King of Pennants, which is 99% Pennants. A few cards are on there. And then my girlfriend kind of runs one, which does much more of like the garage stuff. And then whatever random things we ever get. I sell maybe shoes and stuff sometimes, things like that. Like that I make.
Not Pennants, the toys and vintage collectibles.
Exactly. So anything non-pennant is coming off of that show, or not that show, but off of that shop. But let me share this one. You probably know these, I'm sure, but
yeah, I was saying that, Orlando. Yeah, I was commenting earlier on the episode how awesome that was. Like just the detail of every nook and cranny is packed with Red Sox memorabilia, and it's like, I'll have like a high-end card sort of displayed everywhere. I mean, it was great. I mean, it's sort of sensory overload when you look at that. It's awesome.
Okay.
Good sensory overload. It's a very good, what is that? Is it a lead figure?
No, I think it's plastic actually. Sorry, this is not really coming through very well, is it?
Yeah.
It's hard to see. It's small.
Is it it looks like vintage Lipton cupcake. I can't really read that. Can you read it? Tell us what it says.
I will read it. So this is a vintage Lipton Canadian Samuel de Champlain plastic marks. I think it's plastic. It is plastic. Sorry. And it's part of a set of Mark's famous Canadians, I think is what it's called.
It's pretty small, right?
It is pretty small. It's
Yeah.
I want to say it's probably, I don't know, 3 inches or something like that. You know what 3 inches looks like, right?
I'm gonna cut that up. I'm gonna cut that up and use it in the future for you, just so you know. But yeah,
you're used to looking down and seeing 3 inches.
oh, come on now. Let's keep it anyway.
Dan likes it. That's all I'm only here for Dan's amusement. That's my.
You're the one who was saying it. You're the one who was talking about it.
I know,
I'm
but
turning it on you.
No, I wanted to get out ahead of it. I knew where you were going.
Well, I'm going to edit it though.
Okay. So anyway, let me just quickly say, so this is 2 of the 6, I think, that you can get in total. So there's a set of 6. We had them up individually. The person contacted us and asked, because he's from Canada.
Canadian.
I was just messing around.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you said 2 of 6, but you're only showing one thing. You mean it's number 2?
There's another one at the bottom. You see that? So there's this guy. So you let me finish. So we had all of them up. Or I'm not even sure we don't have all 6, but we had the ones we had up. We had individually. The guy contacted us about this one, saying, "Hey, can you combine 2 of these together?"
Because global shipping.
Because of the shipping.
Okay. I got you now.
He's like, it's going to be another $30 or something to get it if he wanted to get the minute. So we said, yeah, sure. So it's 2 of these guys. It's this guy who I think is Samuel de Champagne, and then I'm not sure who the other guy was, but he is a famous Canadian of some sort. And yes, it is from the Lipton tea. I'm not sure if Lipton's a Canadian company or not, but it is.
Yeah, I know Mark stuff can be good. Some of it's very common. It might not be good, but I was going to critique because sometimes you'll find with an auction, that's not the case here, but on eBay, you'll find a lot where there'll be like 3 things, but they show one in the photos. They don't show all 3 items in the top photo. So you're looking, and a lot of people will scroll past that. Oh, it's only one piece.
Yeah.
But I know you're doing a custom listing for this guy after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I think she flipped it in like 5 minutes and combined it and put.
That's smart.
Down, so.
Yeah. All right. I've never sold this. I don't Samuel.
You haven't seen them before?
I've probably seen them, but I don't know about Samuel de Champagne and the other mystery figure here. I mean, I'm going to be pretty close to Mark. The fact that it was 2 of them and he's paying $30 to ship them, maybe.
I'm not exactly sure what the shipping was, so I could be wrong on that. But
I'm going to go $42. $42.
Anybody else want to venture a guess?
Lipton is British.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Oh, Dan's giving us Canadian.
He's coming in Canadian.
Yeah. We'll just confuse us. We'll give him the win on it.
But I don't know why they did that. Why it's a Canadian thing, though. It's bizarre. Because it's certainly.
I'm sure it was like I
think that was the only group. I didn't think there's and I think they had several different seasons or almost groups of them. But
yeah. Like other tea companies had these little porcelain figures like Red Rose Tea. So they all had these little things that they did promotionally. Yeah. So,
all right. So what did you say again? You said
42. Mark was at $35.99. Dan at $24.63 Canadian. Real life at 15.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Now, Josh, my boy, I'd love to give you that. A new car!
Do we always owe some royalties to Pinata Farms? We've been showing them a lot recently.
Well, usually I edit that out, but I got lazy with that one.
Gotcha.
I pay for it. I don't know.
For not knowing your stuff. You knew your stuff.
Oh, man.
Pretty much.
I'm impressive.
Yeah, I think we had them up.
Damn impressive.
We had them up for 20, whatever, 21 or something. Yeah, I guess we had them up for, what is it, $21.99? That'd be.
She didn't even ask for a discount. They just wanted them grouped.
Exactly.
Okay, so, nice.
Cool. There you go.
There you go. Good sale.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with that garage. All those little nooks and crannies of these boxes pack a lot of value. Have you sold Corny yet? That little corn figure we showed a few weeks ago?
Not yet.
I might have to buy him.
Yeah. He's all yours. All right.
Back to the draft. So the first round, you took Press Your Luck. I took Jeopardy. I sort of like a show where there's a lot of fails or embarrassing moments, and the host really makes a show, right?
Okay.
This show's had a lot of hosts, but I think at least I believe the current host is as good as they've ever had. You know what I'm trying to say. Let's translate that to English for me, Andy.
This is the best. This is the best host they've ever had.
Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna go with the Family Feud. Family Feud. There's like great moments of that, like just funny clips, where it's like embarrassing things or like, I'm blanking on his name too. Is it Steve Harvey? What's his name?
Harvey. Yeah.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy, man. His repartee with the
he's pretty good. Yeah. I will say though, I feel like they had some bad ones in between, but I don't know if it was the first guy ever, but I can't remember his name now.
The guy who's very like touchy feely and almost
yeah.
He
was well. I mean, that was kind of back in the day too. But
different time. Yeah.
Talk about creepy. He was like, "Come here, sweetheart," and he's like practically groping her.
Yeah. Making out with the women, the wives. Yeah. Was it and then Drew Carey? Wasn't Drew Carey on it later?
Maybe.
I believe
he does Price is Right. So now or did
maybe I'm thinking of okay.
Jeez.
Whoever I like the current one anyway.
Richard Dawson, yeah, there you go.
Richard Dawson, yeah, he's the touchy feely guy.
Yeah. Well, they were kind of he had done a couple of those too. I mean, there were, I don't know, maybe 10 or so of these hosts that like kind of swapped back and forth. Very few of them kind of stayed where they were. A few of them did, but he definitely was. He did a couple of the shows. I feel like he was like the early guy. I mean, did shows probably in the 60s and early 70s even too.
Drew Carey was not a host of Family Feud. I
didn't think so. Yeah.
I don't know who was between Dawson and Steve Harvey though.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was not on that was on my list, but it was not high on my list. I just don't love that show. I didn't think it was very good. Okay, so I'm going to go. Where do I go? All right. I do it back to back. So I'm going to go with.
I didn't know about that, Dan. I didn't know there was a guy who committed suicide.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I used to play that all the time on the like a Macintosh 2E, I think, or something, the Family Feud. And I remember me and my sister were like competing who'd have the highest score. And anytime she had the highest score, I'd reset the computer. That was terrible. I'm a terrible person.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you've started to learn. All right. So I'm going to go with a classic. I'm going to go with The Price is Right. What you just said, actually. The thing I like about that show, in addition to having Bob Barker as the host for a long time, and now Drew Carey, who you were on about, I just think they have like cooler kind of things. Like it's like a multi-stage process. There's 3 aspects to it. Like there's the initial bid, then there's like the game, and there's like 15 or 20 of those games that they play, and then there's like 4 different things. Then they have to spin the wheel. They can win money there.
Yeah.
To go to the Showcase Showdown, and then the Showcase Showdown. All cool.
That's good.
I like the retro ones a little better too. I think I have a better, softer spot in my heart. Although I will say Drew Carey's, I think, done a pretty good job. I mean, not that I'd watch it very much, but
I haven't seen it in a long time. But I agree. That's a good. I mean, I think it's equivalent in my. I mean, it was sort of right up there with Family Feud in terms of how I would rank them. So it's a good one.
The thing I like, some of them are just kind of total fails too, which are almost as funny as the other ones. But like, there's 2 of them. The 2 ones that I really liked is the golf one. Do you remember that? Where they would putt into the hole. It was like hole in 1 or 2, and then it was always like some people could actually putt, and then you'd have like somebody who clearly had never held a golf club in in their life, and they would just like hold it backwards or hold like the wrong end or something like that, and just completely flub it. That one, and I loved the I don't know if you remember this one. It was the mountain climber. Do you remember that? I love that one because of the music.
Plinko, I remember.
Plinko was okay,
yeah.
But the mountain climber is great. It's like
yeah, he's like yodeling.
Yeah, gotta love that. So anyway, all right. So that's where I'm going.
All right, it's all right. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Richard Conner. Louis Anderson is who I was thinking of. Actually,
I do remember. Yeah, I do remember him now. All right, let me hit this guy.
Find of the week.
All right, so here we're going to discuss something we found in the past week, whether it's a flea market, yard sale, or maybe online. Maybe Andy in the death pile. You had a find, right, Andy?
Yep.
Why do you go first?
Yours? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if you've seen this or seen these before too. I can also put it on the. Do you want me to put it on the other camera, or do you think this is?
I don't know what it is, so. Okay. No, you can hold that up.
So this is. Have you seen this before? It's called the Venus Sportfolio collection. It's a paint by numbers thing. So
it's Kareem. Can't really see who it is.
It is Kareem. It's not really. I don't think they even say his name on it. They just call it like a basketball scene. It's weird. Maybe they didn't have the rights to him or something.
Probably, yeah.
Although it does say list like the NBA players on it, which is weird. Anyway, so yeah, I found this. So this one reminded me of those puzzles, not the puzzles, but those little things that you put together that we have.
Aurora models. Yeah. It does have a similar look.
I don't think it's as expensive. I think we haven't actually put it up yet, but it'll go up pretty soon. I have to get your opinion. I don't know have you seen this before or no?
Never had one. No, I've had puzzles that look like that are sort of generic scenes that they're okay, but
yeah.
Reading the chat, I'm your Venus, I'm your fire. What's the next line? I can't think of it.
Your desire.
Is that that's like a makeup commercial, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
I don't think it's Maybelline. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that's a cool one. We can do a little research afterwards.
I think it's a 150 to 250 range. Is my guess.
Nice.
But it depends. I think they were kind of all over the place too. That one actually is like brand new with the packaging on it. So like there were some that were I think it sold that didn't. I don't know if they were done, but they certainly were kind of opened at some point.
Yeah.
Which I would think that there are not too many of those that weren't opened and used.
Yeah. That's a huge selling point. Dead stock like that for sure.
So we'll see. Maybe I'll go for push the price, but there you go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So mine, I'm looking forward to putting this video out on my channel. It's not out yet, but I was at a yard sale on Saturday. It was a rainy morning and I bought this. So this was not empty when I bought it, but you can see
you got ripped off for $3 on that.
$3. And when I saw what was in this box for $3, I didn't even open it at the sale. I put it in my pile, bought it, came home and filmed opening it. And I'll show you over here what was in this box.
Hey, Beatty.
So let me actually, I'll hold them up. So first, there was this stack of cards. So check these guys out. This was the beginning of these were the best thing in the box. So there's 2 Akeem Olajuwon 86-87 Fleer cards. Karl Malone.
How excited were you when you saw those? Were you like, oh boy?
What again? It was just commons that I could see.
Right.
There's a
how about you were pretty excited when you started to see that there were
when it wasn't
multiples of good players.
Yeah, and I opened it on camera, so you'll get my reaction when I put that video out. But 4 Isaiah Thomas rookies. There's a Dumars and a Clyde Drexler rookie, and those are the rookies. But there's a stack of stickers. I mean, Ewing, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and then other Larry Bird, Magic. So Tom Chambers rookies. So, I mean, it's like, couldn't believe it when I opened that stuff at home and I got it home. And I assumed
that's super cool.
For $3, the stickers and the commons would have been a steal anyway, but the rookies.
I know.
I wish it was. I mean, hey, when I was hitting the Isaiah and the Hakeem Olajuwon, I'm like, there could be Jordan in here, right? I mean,
that's what I was talking. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was like, not only that, there could be multiple Jordans. I was like,
yeah.
if he's collecting multiple Isaiahs and multiple Hakeems, like, of course he would collect Jordans too.
Yeah, I'm still working on that estate. They probably have Jordans. I'm still working on that estate,
Yeah.
so there's probably more. But yeah, and the beauty of that sale, it was a rainy morning, and I walk up to the sale as it opened, and there was a tarp over this table. And she's like, you can look under that tarp. I'm like, all right, and that's where they were. I mean, nobody probably seen them yet, so
Yeah.
it was just a beautiful,
When
beautiful accident.
When it comes to being sniffing and nosy with garage stuff, he is all over it.
Yeah, I pork Palin. I do. I bought a massive.
Palin, you're pronouncing.
What I say?
He also like said his name like it's a full name. It's like
I did
pork
say-
Palin.
What am I going to say?
Well, it's not like it's not like a one name. It's like I pork Palin. You're like, pork Palin.
It's one name in this chat. But yeah, I do. I bought a massive collection of wood shaft golf clubs, hickory shaft golf clubs, and I sell most of them in my antique shops. But I do have some I put online too, the higher end stuff or the more unusual stuff. It was in Philly suburb, Delaware County. Yeah, so it was.
Here's got the line. There you go. Never. That's what I think drives you, right? You're like the hunt of it.
Oh yeah, you never know what you're gonna find, right? Like you're saying. I mean, that's and I never really loved going to yard sales because what I like to buy, like this kind of antique
It's
memorabilia.
not typically there, right?
Yeah, you don't generally find that kind of stuff, but you do find some cool antiques in general.
I was gonna say, Jim, I'm sorry we can't tell you where it is.
Yeah, Jim, I can't release the address. I'm still working on this estate. But we don't live too far though. It sounds like, yeah, I'm in Delaware County myself.
Yeah, but I would say the other thing too is like when you do find stuff like that, don't you? I'm assuming you find it at a way lower price point too, right? Don't you think that it's probably? I mean, like they don't necessarily always know what they have.
Yeah, they didn't know what was in here, nor did I, because like I said, I didn't open it when I bought it. I mean, now maybe if I would have opened it, would I have paid more than they were asking? Maybe.
Is that part of the reason why you didn't want to open it? You're like,
no,
because if you see a Jordan in there, you're like, oh, here's $3.
Yeah, I might have. I did, Jim. Yeah, I did get Philly Flipper's old warehouse. So I'm in. I live in Media. That he's in Springfield, or the warehouse is in Springfield. So we're pretty close. And I remember I met you on. I think you might have been my 1,000th subscriber when we were in Philly Flippers Live. If I remember your. Yeah. But yeah, we're both in. The warehouse is in Springfield. But yeah, Andy, I might have. I didn't open it not for that reason. I wanted to get a good video of it opening when I got home.
Of course.
Yeah,
that's a nice. That's a way to say it. Like that absolves you of of any bad feelings.
and I paid a lot of money. I paid up for some Phillies jackets, and which I'm going to keep.
Plus, if we go back and buy their house, then
yeah. I don't know what else they have, but there was a very cool yard sale.
All right.
For sure, man. Yeah, I bet. And
here's a question for you.
A wall hanger wood club, I would say probably just a not overly exciting make. I would say like $20 to $30 on the low end for a hickory shaft club, be my guess. I mean, I've sold some for $150, $200 for some unusual stuff. And there's some go crazy money for the really unusual face, club faces, like the waffle style or there's different stuff. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would pick them up for $5. Definitely, Harry. Yeah. Can't go wrong at $5 for a wood shaft club. And I think it's back to you on the draft, right? I think it was, yeah.
Okay.
We had round 1, we had Press Your Luck, Jeopardy. Round 2, Family Feud, Price is Right.
Correct. All right. So I probably wouldn't have picked this one third. I'm just slightly concerned. I really want this one. I don't want you to take it. So, and I don't know that you will have thought about this one. So this is hopefully this will be my, I can't believe you picked that one.
Like
I live for those moments.
Yeah, you like the daggers.
I'm going to go with mid 80s to early 90s show, like kind of right in the prime when we were kind of young growing up. It's a show that was on Nickelodeon, and it's called Double Dare. And I think this one might give me some points with Real Life too, if you feel like you might be a fan of Double Dare.
Well, I was telling Real Life in a Instagram chat, and you might remember this, you might not. I don't remember the girl's name, but we had a classmate in elementary school who was on Double Dare, her whole family.
Was she? Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Remember that?
I don't remember who it was, but I remember.
Yeah,
that.
She's blonde, curly hair, but that's all I got. That's all I got. Yeah,
I love that show. That was I think it was super cool. It was like there were a couple shows in that genre. I feel like there was one that was like what was it like? They had to go through like this mountain and stuff like that, and like all these kind of child sort of, but like through a maze or any of that stuff I really like. But the Double Dare was great because they always had weird stuff in it and slime and all that stuff. It's kind of a fun thing. And they did that. They had Family Double Dare. They had the original Double Dare, all that. So it was good stuff.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thrift. Not really. I mean, actually you can see on the back, not the only one that I really have. Let's see. See that one all the way? It's below the baseball jersey. That's the one that you got me, right? That one back there.
I don't know what you're pointing at right now.
The one that's right.
The poster?
Yeah. That's about as vintage as I have. I mean, some of these helmets back here are probably from, not that old. These are.
No, I think that blanket that I gave you, like it was like that little felt.
Oh yeah.
That's on the wall too, right? That's from the 50s.
Oh boy, can't see it. Yeah, let's see.
That's all right. Yeah, there it is. That's from the 50s, behind his light.
Yeah, not too much though. I have a few older cards and stuff like that, but unfortunately, there's not a ton of stuff. I mean, I can't go to any places around. There's not a lot of places that sell Lions memorabilia or old stuff around here.
Yeah, mostly.
I'm in the Maryland area, so I can't really do that very much. I will say there's a couple auction places that I go on. Most of them are just kind of, I mean, those jerseys up there, I mean, these are kind of retro jerseys, honestly. That's Billy Sims is the Lions. That's Gordie Howe, Kirk Gibson, and then Mark Fidrich as a Tiger. But none of those are actually vintage or that old. But yeah, I mean, I think Keith, if you ever find stuff, I think it's rare that you find it, but I think you at least tell me about it.
Yeah, I bought up some cards in my video that I found recently. And he doesn't really go to yard sales much. I mean, you talked about last weekend, but it was a rain out. But most of his stuff he sells is from a couple huge purchases we made.
Yeah.
So that's where all his inventory is coming from. All right. So am I on the next pick for me? This is like, I love this show.
Did you like Double Dare, or would you have?
I did.
List? Okay.
I had it on my list. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have picked it this early.
Yeah,
we're not super early, but I liked it. But I don't remember a ton about it. This, I think it's a game show.
Oh boy, this is always a good start when it comes up.
No, I think it's a game show, but this show was like great. It's different style from the other shows we're talking about.
I think I know where you're going with this.
But I'm gonna go with. We'll be back in 2 and 2. I'll go with the Love Connection.
Tom Woolery.
Love Connection. Yeah, Chuck Woolery.
Chuck Woolery,
that was great, man, with these like embarrassing dating stories. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of options on television at that point and when these were on, but like these guys were like, people were so awkward and dating and just they were rehashing their dates, and it was pretty entertaining.
Did I have that? Yeah, I did have that. I did have that on my list. Maybe I didn't. I had something on the list similar, put it that way.
Yeah, there's another one similar.
Yeah, that's the classic 2 and 2. I do like that one. I don't know.
I don't know. This was probably for your pick, but I'm putting it up for my pick.
Here
we go.
It was kind of an interesting show, I will say, because they're always like, if you look back on it now, it's almost better because of how awkward everybody looks and like, certain market sweep. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it might be on someone's list. By the way, Andy, when I was over in Scotland and England, there's an awesome, maybe you've seen it, but there's an awesome dating show over there that I caught late night. And it's like,
Awkward.
it's bizarre, man, but they don't show the people's face. It's like a guy, like maybe looking at 4 women.
Okay.
And I forget the whole premise, how they're asking questions, but they take off like a part of like this paper in front of them and it shows their like boobs or their like full on like nether regions, but they don't show their face yet. They're like making like comments about the body parts. It's like the most bizarre.
Is it like
dating
actually
show.
showing it?
Yeah, no, full graphic. They're showing it, and you can watch it in America on like
Mm.
some online streaming service. But
Sounds
I
like
forget,
you're watching.
I forget the
watching
name of
it
it,
late
but it is utterly bizarre. And they're like critiquing, like I don't know, like pubic regions. It was like it is just a bizarre dating show. You might want to check that out.
Sounds like you were watching some porn. But...
Yeah, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and
yeah, it sounds right. Sounds about right.
but it's like a regular like public. It's regular like Channel 6 or ABC.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's regular TV.
Bizarre.
I don't know if anyone else has seen that in the chat.
Nope, just you, buddy.
Okay, all right.
Or-
Well, look it
yeah,
up.
or
Look it
dog.
up. Check it
Yeah.
out and report back next week.
Hey, Dad, crotch strap. You know what I'm saying? That's what he gets it from. That's what he always doing that back in the day. Okay.
All right, let's hit a little bit of this action.
Unboxing. A collection builds.
All right. So in this segment, we've been me and Andy have been embarking on some card collecting. I collect all kind of Eagles memorabilia, but I know Dan doesn't know that, so I'll tell him. Getting into cards a little bit. So we've been unboxing some new purchases. So I've been trying to collect 2 things: 1935 National Chickles Eagles team set, and a Chuck Bednarik signed card from every year that he's in a card set. So that's what it's in this box. And then Andy, you go over what you got going on over there.
Yeah. So I've been going for basically Lion stuff, kind of vintage. You want me to open it right now and show you what I got? Or
No, just talk about it. Then we'll come back to you.
So I'm doing mostly Lions. I've been looking at some vintage stuff, but mostly it's kind of relatively new. I mean, with the Lions have been kind of the most popular and the most successful recently, so might as well collect now. But this week, I'll wait for you to show yours first, but I kind of switched it up a little bit. So I don't have, there's a theme to a couple cards that I got this week.
Oh, I got multiple. All right.
Yeah.
This thing is packed pretty good. So I'm trying to, Andy cheated and opened his up ahead of time. So
Well, I want to make sure that they're,
I'm not really cheating. Yeah, not cheating.
that they're in good shape.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, what are you doing?
All right. Well, they have it. Yeah, I'm going to spin this around because they have like an inventory sticker covering the whole card. All right.
So, okay. Flip up your screen.
All right. So there's what I added. I added this. This one's not authenticated. The other ones I had already were graded. So I'm going to get this one authenticated at the National. But this guy is forget what year this card is. I don't know the year card, the football card sets, as well as this is 53 Bowman. 53 Bowman. Not a super attractive card for Bednarik.
What is that face? He's like,
But actually, the interesting thing is this is a 53 Bowman card, but the helmet he's wearing, I have a game worn helmet. I should have brought that on for the podcast, but I have that game worn helmet from 49.50. They only wore that helmet for like 1.5 seasons. So, but they have it. They used an old photo for this 53 Bowman set.
it's in Cleveland, right? Or yeah, Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yep. Cleveland, end of July.
He's trying to get me to go there.
Yeah.
Okay. So nice. You want to? I'll pull up my screen now.
Yeah.
So my theme this week was, so I'd had a bunch, kind of collected enough, not enough, but I had a bunch of Sam Laporta, nice stuff, and Jahmyr Gibbs, and even some other first rounders. But this week kind of went, there we go. Went back. So
Nice.
Calvin Johnson. These are a couple really cool cards, I think. They're not autos, so I'll probably be in the market for those at some point too. But And the cool thing about both of these are they are both. I think this one's to 99. And I
Yeah,
think this
I see 81 on the other one.
Yeah, I think this is a yeah, so this is game worn. It's limited threads from limited. And then this one is kind of probably the better of the two is the Immaculate 3 of 81. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's the number.
Yeah, cool patch. Yeah.
And I think this is also game worn. Yeah. So both of these are game worn.
Nice. That's what I find. A lot of the more older players are game worn, versus the modern players is just random patches they use. Yeah, I set up at the AC show. That I love when it's an AC. I know it's not going to be an AC for a long time again, and it's in as I'd Pork Palin said, it's in Cleveland this year. But then I think it's going to be in Chicago for multiple years after that, I believe, if I remember correctly. But I set up at the National. I think I'll look my booth number up right now while we're talking about it.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm in booth 1351 and 1450. One of the two. I forget. I'm not sure which one of those two yet. So, but yeah, that's cool. I like that. Like going back to more classic Lions.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of classic Lions to pick up. So.
For sure. Yeah.
Stop. So here's a couple, but
they should collect do they have vintage punter patches? No, that would be a fun. That was like their, you see a lot of punters on the field for them.
Very funny man.
Yeah, nice, very nice.
Cool. All right.
Let me let's remove that from the stage. Oh, okay. So where were we here? We were at
it's back to you.
So this is round 4. So recap it, Andy. Well, I think for a second.
I don't know. I forget exactly who you picked. So you.
You said you're keeping track. I got it.
I thought you said you could. Yeah, you had it.
Okay.
So I went first, and I picked Press Your Luck.
Yep. It's Press Your Luck. Jeopardy. I took in the first round. Then second round, I took Family Feud. You took Price is Right. Then you took Double Dare. I went Love Connection. All right. So. All right. This is tough. All right. I'm going to go with this one. This is not my favorite game show.
Oh, good start.
But not my favorite, but it's the world's favorite, perhaps. And to get it in the 4th round.
Chalk pick.
It's a chalk pick.
Yeah,
I'll save my non-chalk for the 5th round. Yeah. I'm going to go Wheel of Fortune.
All right.
My favorite part about Wheel of Fortune is some of the epic fails that come out of that show, right? That's like there's good. The word is on every letter's on the board and they just mispronounce it. Yeah. Or those kind of things, man. Those are the best.
There's a
best moments.
Famous South Park episode too. I don't know if have you seen that before?
No. Wheel of Fortune South Park? No.
Yeah. Look it up. It's pretty famous for that, but
I'll check it out.
Yeah, maybe just watch it by yourself though. Not by yourself, but
not on here, you mean?
What?
Yeah, not on the stream, you mean?
Exactly.
Real life, I have. Yeah, I've done. This is I think it'll be my 9th or 10th national, and then I do all other kind of shows as well, like local, do some antique shows, paper shows. Used to do the Philly show, which is the Philadelphia Sports Memorabilia and Sports Card Show, but I haven't done that in probably 10 years. It's been a long time since I did that one.
All right. Okay, I'm going to go with one. I actually like this one. My girlfriend, this is my girlfriend's favorite too. So I'd probably, I'll get her vote maybe. I'm going to go with the $10,000 pyramid. It's so hard. Is it meaning difficult or is it really good? I think.
I take it as it's a good pick. It's so hard.
I'm going to go with $10,000 pyramid. Do you remember that show? I'm sure you do, right?
Yeah. I do remember it. Yeah.
Actually, my favorite version too. I feel like I always say that it's a retro one, but it's the one with Dick Clark too. He always.
You don't have to say the end of that, Sean. I appreciate it, but Jim, I definitely would hang on to him, man. Maxie, he's I could see his stuff really going up. I mean, he's a dynamic player, and he's a hard worker, so I think he's only going to improve. $10,000 pyramid.
Yeah, so I mean, and they've changed it now. It's been a $100,000 pyramid as well, I think, at this point too. But it was a whole thing where it was like they couldn't say, I forget what they could. You can only say a word at a time or something like that. I can't remember the whole premise. I'm trying to remember. I think because it has changed some. But you go up the pyramid and then you get like eventually you get to the top and that. And there's also like an inner. It's usually a celebrity. Which was like, honestly, not really a celebrity, but the celebrity was kind of quasi, but like that's how you get to go to that level too. So there's kind of two phases of it too. I like it. I like that aspect. So I think it's a good show, good quality show.
Oh, I missed this chat up there. It was AC Sketchy. I actually stayed in the Jersey Shore, like in Ocean City, so I didn't stay in Atlantic City, at least most of the show. But yeah, I think there was a dealer mugged in AC, so it's probably I don't know who the dealer was, but I heard that. So it's not, if you stray too far off of the main drag, it's not a great place to be. But there's probably a lot of major cities, or not that AC is a major city, but
yeah.
All right. So yeah, it's a $10,000 pyramid. I didn't have that on my list. I mean, I know the name. I don't know if I ever really remember watching it too much.
Pretty good.
So,
ready, go.
And it's on now?
There may be one. Maybe a version of it. Yeah.
You said they've remade it?
Several times, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get to last segment, where I think maybe one more. Where the hell is it? There it is. All right, so this memorabilia deep dive. In this segment, I talk through a piece of memorabilia. It's something to be on the lookout for, a bolo, you might say. And this is going to be a little bit of a shallow dive. We've done a couple shallow dives in addition to deep dives. And since I did this earlier in the episode, I'm going to talk about game used bats briefly. But this one is a John Smoltz game used bat signed. This one I did have authenticated. You can see the where the hell is it? There it is. The PSA DNA sticker. But if you're out picking at yard sales, flea markets, if Dan's at the Goodwill bins and he sees a bat in the bin, the one thing you want to look at, particularly on the knob end, obviously the number on there is a big part of it, but sometimes some players didn't write their number on the end of the bat. If you ever see like a 34, 33, a 4, a 3, like impressed, embossed into the wood of the knob, that's a store model bat. That's not going to be a game used bat, especially Louisville Sluggers. Louisville Sluggers game used bats, at least modern, like late 60s, 70s, 80s and on, would have a blank barrel end, and then the player would often have their number on the end. Yep, and you had Billy Ripken with F face on there. They would identify themselves with different things, like the one we showed in the sale of the week. That was just a guy doing like Roman numerals, right? Louis Salazar. So this one was authenticated as a team issued bat, not game used. But John Smoltz, being a reliever that year, he might have had like 2 at bats. He probably didn't put a bat on the ball anyway. So this could game used, but
yeah.
And then this one.
By the way, Jim, we pulled that card on pack that we rep one time.
Yeah, that started us on opening vintage packs, because we opened a vintage pack of 89 Fleer on our podcast, hit the Billy Ripken F face, and that sort of got us opening vintage stuff. But this is a number 14, Kent Herbeck, Minnesota Twin. Yeah. This one's game used and signed. You can see it has the pine tar on it. A lot of game used bats will have cracks. That's why they got out in the market. They would hand it out to a fan or something. So this one has a repaired crack. That hurts the value a little bit, but not. It still has good value, even if unless it's like in pieces. Then it's a tough sell. But the main takeaway: look for no like embossed, like stamped number 34, meaning 34 inches, or 4, meaning 34 inches. Look for player's number. Look for no markings on the knob. Sometimes that number will be on the barrel end. This one doesn't, but the John Smoltz had 29 on the end as well. So again, if you see a bat with player's number written on the end, no inch mark. Pick it up if it's cheap because you could have a good bat.
Very cool.
For sure. Yeah.
And then you get in the bat collecting, you have like several thousand bats in your warehouse.
Yeah. I don't collect bats, but I do have several thousand bats in the warehouse. Yeah.
Sounds like a collection to me at this point.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm happy to, I'm going to try to do some Facebook marketplace, like bulk bat deals, maybe over the summer. If anyone wants some 100 vintage bats, they'll,
there you go.
Yeah. I don't want to ship them. So,
All right.
All right. So back to the final round, right? So you've drafted the $10,000 pyramid last, I believe.
Yeah. So I think this is my final pick.
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying to think where to go. I'm kind of stuck between two. All right, I'm gonna go with a not super classic, but somewhat recent, more recent than a lot of the ones I've had on there. And that's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It's kind of the classic show. It's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I would say it's I want to say it's the first show that's really had a $1 million prize on it now, right? I mean, I feel like that was the first one that really did that.
Yep.
And still one of my favorite episodes is the first guy I think the guy that first won $1 million. Do you remember that one at all?
No, I don't. I don't remember who the guy was.
He was a guy with glasses and
glasses.
So if you look it up like that,
okay.
The first guy.
Okay.
Glasses. So he calls his dad. You know, you can do phone a friend on his $1 million question. You should look this up. He goes,
I do remember seeing this. Yeah.
Hey, Dad, I just want to call you up to tell you that I'm about to win $1 million because the answer is blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. He didn't need his help. I remember that. Yeah. That was cool.
That's one of the most like baller moves I think I've seen on one of those shows ever. It's just like, and it was like came out of nowhere, which is just, it's so good. It's such a classic. Like, I'm sure they couldn't have been happier that. I'm not sure if it was the first winner, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, that's a good one for modern game shows. A lot of the throwback game shows are better than the modern ones, but that's a good one.
Yeah.
Right. There's one of the modern ones.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you're 100% right. It's like they go from like, and the best part is when people think they know the answer and then they screw it up and they're like, you know, what color is the sky? Green. Oh, I mean, final answer. And they think they don't even think that they're saying it. And then they're like, no.
Oh, I could watch all of the game show fail videos. That's like that's a path I've went on YouTube a few times. I could, or we just start going to embarrassing game show videos.
The one thing I will say, like on these shows that require knowledge, I hate shows that do like a question that's not almost like not knowable. Or like how many people, like when they give like a specific number of a very large, and they do like that's the way they make the questions harder, which is kind of like a BS way to do it. So it's like, is it 1500, 1750, or 1900 versus like like a legit question. Those are the shows I can't stand. I'm sure Who Wants to Be a Millionaire may have done that in some form or fashion, but those shows drive me nuts because like it's just a guess, and so don't pretend like it's a harder question. It's just a BS question that you're trying to pretend is.
Man, on a soapbox over there.
I'm a little fired up about that one.
I think Family Feud does a little bit like that, where it's like they interview 100 people, right? And it's like some of the answers are like ridiculous. Like, these idiots, but it's not as bad as what you're saying. Yeah. All right, that's a good one. Where do I go here?
I hope you pick the one that I really, really can't stand. That would be my favorite. I would just tear it.
There's two that are like. There's two that I'm thinking of. I'm so torn. Like this one, I know I could do better than every contestant on the show. It was mentioned earlier. Or this one that I don't remember the details of it, but I remember
can't really see what you're pointing at, just as an FYI.
I'm not pointing at anything. I'm just using my hands as gestures. All right. I'm going to go. It was mentioned earlier. I'm going to go supermarket sweep.
Well, really interesting.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Those people were trying to get like the maximum value in the carts, and they're like, "No, don't grab that stupid pack of gum." Like, just like this people, you gotta yelling at that screen when those people. I don't think it was on very long, but that was pretty entertaining when it was on.
Yeah.
Supermarket sweep.
Not my favorite. It wasn't
No?
on the list. No.
You didn't like it?
No. I do think it was funny when they used to take like 5 hams or something. Like
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they
I
take
know,
out the
but
whole
like
cart and turkeys.
yeah.
Yeah, or diapers. They're just they don't really. They weren't thinking through. It's pressure. It's pressure when you're running around the supermarket with your cart. But I think I would have done better.
The only problem with doing that, if you're sports betting with Keith, it's like he will not talk to you. He was completely different.
I picked with people before. Sometimes I get in a zone. That's what he's talking about. That was that sale was interesting that Andy's talking about because we were at this estate sale where there was a lot of competition, right? There was like guys like making giant piles, Andy. So I was like in game mode.
Yeah,
I was like, I had blinders on.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to pick with others.
We do have that, Jim. Jim, he kind of he dropped the ball in this one.
Yeah,
we'll put it up for the.
Yeah, normally we have a draft board every round we show it, but this week I lost my tab with the draft board and I can't find it, so it'll be back next week. But we'll recap it here.
It's all hams, dude.
Yeah, turkeys too, right?
Yeah, I think it's hams mostly, but maybe I'm wrong. But I do think it was funny. It was hams and what's the other thing? I feel like there's others there. I not just large meats, but there's always a couple of things like spices. Maybe I feel like were kind of expensive.
Those people got to go in the in like the pharmacy aisle, like the little bottles of medicine. That crap adds up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they had that. That's true.
Oh, maybe they didn't. Yeah, good point. I forget the details of maybe it wasn't a true store layout.
Yeah, I don't know if it was actually a store. So like,
yeah, that's
true. Or you had to wait 5 minutes to get your prescription or something.
I'm not talking about prescription meds.
I know. I think like diapers was a big thing too. I feel like they always
but they're pretty big though. I don't think diapers are that expensive, are they? They're not cheap, but they're not. Yeah, it's been a long time since I bought a diaper.
Well, you have the adult kind, so I don't know.
No, that's not the case. Yeah.
Oh
true.
God, yeah.
Razors, yeah. They have the razors in those. They lock that stuff up like it's gold. Yeah. You ever,
sure.
Andy, my wife went to Walmart the other week, and we don't really go to Walmart too much, but everything was like in lockdown. Like it's like you have to get the store to get the deodorant.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. I'm trying to think what else is expensive in that place. I mean, obviously everything's pretty expensive right now, but
the meat's not a bad one because it's still some of like the chicken breast might be $20 for a flat, but I think you can do better than that. Where we want to go? Maybe like the dried nuts. They're small. They're not cheap.
You love nuts. I know that. But.
I do like a nut. Appreciate it, Jim. Do you do local buys and something? Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, for sure. You can reach Jim if you're on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram and always shoot me a message over there. Or my email address is vintagesportflips@yahoo.com. I'll type it in the chat. But yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, very cool.
And we'll probably run into each other. Not that I can know what you look like, so I won't know it's you.
He does. He's creepy like that.
What? No, I'm saying we'll probably run into each other at yard sales. He was saying.
No.
I forgot we're on both channels. Appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for being here, man.
How you doing, Jim?
Yeah. So but all right. So it seems like you were pretty interested in what's expensive. So I think you're liking my pick. I think you're liking.
Well, I was just making conversation, but yeah, that's good. No, I don't mind it. All right. So are we good? Or should we go through some of our?
Well, do you have another sales of the week? Or are you done?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have to go through my other two. We can cut that. So
why don't we go through your? Do you have? I'm sure you had a few others, right?
Yeah. Well, the one I was trying to decide between, and mainly because of the host of the show. And Andy, I don't know if you remember in high school, we tried to get we went.
Have a good night at Pork.
Thanks.
Thanks. I don't know what your. Would you go with Eyed Pork or would you go with rather we go with Pale?
Let's just call her Pork or call him Pork or I don't know if it's a he or a lady, but Pork. But But yeah, appreciate you being here. I know it's
I love when he gets in this weird like headspace. He doesn't know what to say. It's like
Yeah.
his brain short circuits. It's like it does not compute. I can't figure this out.
Well, I know iPork Pellin's a new name here. So, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you're coming over from, we're simulcasting this on Pastime Picks Podcast and Vintage Sport Flip. So, maybe fancy. So maybe he's from the Pastime Picks side of things, but I appreciate you, man. Nice to see new names.
For sure.
But Andy, the one I was going for, and I think you were with me either in high school or freshman year of college. We were in the mall and we were like lined up to get an autograph from the host of this TV show. Do you remember this person?
George.
No, Wait, George. It's a woman.
Sorry, one more time again. Say it again.
We were in the mall, the King of Prussia Mall.
Okay.
And we were lined up to get an autograph from the host of this TV show. It's a female host, super attractive host, on the cover of like Maxim and FHM.
Was it Ellie McPherson?
No, it was Jenny McCarthy, singled out. Yeah, I don't think we got it. She was in like Tower Records or something in the mall.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't get the autograph, but
singled out was your
singled out. I had on my list. I was trying to decide between the two. I don't remember a ton of details from that show, but
yeah, I don't remember.
It was a dating show where they were like just going by the look of the person, like they were choosing eye color or like hair color. Yeah,
gotcha.
It was a good show though. Very super popular. That made her career, I think.
I had Card Sharks. Remember that one?
Yep.
That was
good.
I
don't know if I know Card. Is that the one where they're trying to go higher or lower?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That was always a good one. I had the Gong Show. I did have the Gong Show. I don't know if that was quite like a game show though. It was kind of it was a cross between that and like a variety show. So it's hard to tell which one that was, but that was pretty classic.
The other one for me is as I said that, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I got it. Similar to the Love Connection, I'm going to go with the Newlywed Game.
Wow, you were all about the dating shows, huh?
Well, that's not a dating one, but that was embarrassing, right? They were like, we had these like squabbles between couples, like they don't know each other at all. It's pretty good.
True. The only other one that on that same list or same idea, there's a show called The Dating Game. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
That was even older. I think it was like one of the probably more original than the other one. Chuck Woolery was on which one? Chuck Woolery
was on Love Connection.
Love Connection. Okay.
Yeah.
Dating Game was a different show. It was prior to that one, but not claim to fame. But one of the claims to fame is because these dating game shows oftentimes have like wannabe or actors, that are young actors that haven't hit it or anything like that. So there's a lot of people like that in the show. So there's, you'll see like Sylvester Stallone or random people on some of these shows. I think this is the only one that had a mass murderer on the as one of the people on it. So this guy named Rodney Akala is like killed, I think 8 people or maybe more. And he won the thing. He won a date with a woman. It was that one was a show where it had 1 woman and 3 guys, and they picked one of the bachelors.
Oh wow!
Okay, they went on a date. If you remember that sort of.
That's sort of like the premise of Mallrats, right? That's the same style show.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that one was crazy because that guy won. The woman that was supposed to go out on a date with him said he creeped her out backstage and he didn't do it. And sure enough, he was.
Oh, wow.
Could judge a character by that.
That's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Hollywood Squares. I didn't really love Hollywood Squares, except, I felt like some of the celebrities it was sort of like forced comedy at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on a lot of lists. It wasn't on my list personally.
Yeah, it wasn't on mine either. The one show that I was hoping you would say, because I know Dan had mentioned that he actually didn't mind it, but I cannot stand Deal or No Deal. I feel like there's nothing to it. Like it's just a guessing game of like, it's just like that. How is this show so?
Wasn't there an earlier one? That's like I know that's the one with Mandel.
Yeah, that's Mandel.
But there's an earlier version of that show that was similar, right? It was the same name or different show?
I don't remember. The only one, the one I'm thinking about was Howie Mandel. It's the one I think they got super popular.
Well, this one was like
90% of these premises have been rehashed in some way, probably 5 different times.
That show was probably an older one. They would have like you choose door number 1 or this box. Is that the same?
No, that's the different one. That's no, deal
Not
or
price-
no deal. No, sorry. Let's make a deal.
Yeah. Okay. I knew it was something similar. Yeah.
Let's make a deal is different. I think that
was pretty good.
yeah, but that one also didn't really have any really. I mean, it wasn't a game necessarily. It was just like pick your prize. Yeah, let's make a deal was what it was.
Cash Cab is pretty good. Yeah, I like
that,
those kind of.
That was on my list.
Yeah.
That's really good. That one was really high on a lot of people's lists, which is interesting. I liked it. I don't know if it was. I did. Shit.
You did?
I did.
Oh man.
I did.
Oh man.
It was like the easiest thing to do. I just bought a skin cap and I had a suitcase, a briefcase, and I had a suit. I forgot about that. Wow. I think I don't remember it very well. I was pretty drunk. So
I like Cash Cab because it's sort of the people are not really, they don't really know they're on the show initially, right? It's like just random people hopping in the cab.
Right.
I'm sure they sign releases after the fact.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah, I like that.
Nobody.
Yeah,
needs to see
yo,
that.
send me that. Hey, my email. Let me type my email again here.
He's gonna put me on a. I think I've been on enough of your stuff.
That's it. That's great though. It's embarrassing pictures from Andy's youth segment next week.
Jeez, you're an animal. You're a monster. Cool.
Yeah. I think it might be it for the shows. I can't think of any other ones.
No, I mean, there's some other ones but yeah, those were kind of the big ones. I think we kind of hit most of the good ones. I think we both had a couple maybe that weren't on each other's list, but we're still pretty decent. So, but
no, most part we were on the same page. The last one, the modern one that's similar, pretty good. The missing link I thought was pretty good. I think that was what it was called, right? The weakest link. Yeah, the missing link. The weakest.
I saw
link.
some that had ranked like shows like The Mole and stuff like that, which I did. I love that show, The Mole, but I didn't. It's not really a show. It's not a game show, I don't think.
Thrift Miner. It's the same name as here. Vintage Sport Flips on Instagram. So that's it right there.
Yeah. It was a British woman that originally. I don't know. I think they had changed hosts eventually too, but she was like
she was pretty good. Just the delivery of it, right?
Yeah. She's just dry and people are trying to get her and stuff, but cool.
All right, that's a good week. I think we had a pretty good list, and not that I had no draft board, but we'll put up a poll.
Yeah,
but guys, I'm sure everyone here saw the thumbnail, right? That was my favorite thumbnail thus far on the channel.
Yeah, he was pretty happy about that. I heard about it all week.
Oh man, the work I put in the hair, getting the hair sweep over Andy's forehead. It looks pretty good as a woman, right? I mean, I won't say what you said when you saw the thumbnail.
It was a quote from Silence of the Lambs.
That's right. Yeah. I never saw Nick Arcade.
I don't think I've seen that either.
No. Yeah. Well, guys, so next week we expect to have a special guest, Def Breaks, big whatnot breaker. We're going to draft basically a fantasy football team, but we're going to spin a wheel, and then, you have to pick a player off of the team that comes up on the wheel. Right. And I guess, Andy, after we select that player, we'll remove that team from the wheel. Right. So only one guy.
No, you can. I think you keep it. So the premise really is like, we'll have a wheel of all of the teams. Keith will spin it and say it comes up as like, I don't know. So it comes up as Detroit Lions. I'll take, I'll take Jahmyr Gibbs as my running back. And then you spin again. If you get Lions again,
okay,
you don't have to do the full,
you don't have to do
the full 32 teams either. We could do smaller, and that makes it even more difficult. But
no, I think it's harder with all of them because you get like a team like
but what I'm saying
I see what you're saying. You run out of players. Yeah,
that almost makes it more interesting. But anyway, we'll figure that one out. But it's it's kind of a cool method. There's nothing really we can't really can't really prepare for it. So it'll be definitely off the top. We'll see who has got some good knowledge at the top of their head. Yeah.
What's up, Rushmore? Thanks for being here, man. Yeah. So Andy, Rushmore show who they've ranked their top 4, like the Rushmore of different categories. They said their first ever video they did was the game show. Ranking the game shows.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Do you remember offhand, like who were the top picks, Rushmore?
Yeah. Who was your top 4 and nothing more? is their catchphrase.
And
It is current players, Dan. Current players. We'll probably do another one. We talked about doing that
We
in
could do
like,
it different
overall.
years.
Yeah, we're gonna do different variations of that. Yeah. Our Rushmore, I know you probably came in a little late. Ours were I drafted Jeopardy, Family Feud, Love Connection, Wheel of Fortune, Supermarket Sweep. Andy drafted Press Your Luck, Price is Right, Double Dare, $10,000 Pyramid. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is how we went today.
That's what shook out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, guys.
wouldn't
Yeah.
It does, part of it depends on kind of when you grew up and what kind of sticks with you. But yeah. So, but again, a lot of these shows have been rehashed again, but multiple times. But.
Yeah, that's true, Dan. All 32s. Well, I mean, I guess if you get the Arizona Cardinals, though, right? like, we're not going to have you're not having a great player at one of your starting positions. So, or the Lions.
What we could do, Dan, too, is also maybe we spin it 3 times for 3 divisions, and then we have to pick out of those 3 divisions. I don't know how hard that would be to do, but just to do it on the fly. You know what I mean?
That's hard. Yeah, to make the wheel on the fly.
Yeah,
Don't be giving me more work. I already could get the draft board going on this one.
It's true. Yeah, we'll figure out something. No, you're right, Dan. I don't want the super teams. It makes this a little more interesting. Oh no, said he missed.
Oh, nice. So that's a teaser for next week.
Oh no,
that's a teaser next week. Next week we'll have to find that. Thank you very much, Ergo.
I will never forgive you, Ergo.
But yeah, so we'll figure that out for next week. It's going to be a fun draft. And then we talked with Real Life Perspective Show. He's going to be on the channel sometime in June. We haven't narrowed down a date yet, nor have we narrowed down a topic yet, but we'll go over that. So yeah, guys. So
cool.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. So yeah, we'll see you next week. Stay tuned. Tomorrow night we have a video coming out. We opened up a pack of 75 Topps minis. That's coming out at 6:00 tomorrow night, and 6:00 tomorrow. And we might be. And I don't know if you're gonna be opening anything tonight on a live on the other channel, but or maybe later in the week we might do it.
I'm fresh out on
Okay.
my side.
So I have stuff open. We'll see. Maybe we'll do that on the other channel tonight. And otherwise, we'll see you next week, guys. Appreciate it. We had a lively chat. A lot of people here. Dan, your buttons are going to be in the mail. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Out.